Hi, my name is Chas Latinsky, and for my research topic, I chose dyslexia. For those that don't know, dyslexia is a language disorder that primarily affects reading. When I was in first grade, I was diagnosed with dyslexia, and so whenever you gave us the choice to pick a topic, that's the first one that came to my mind because I live it day by day. I've gotten to over the years, obviously from first grade, I've gotten to know a lot of the stuff, but not everything. So I did want to go in more to depth with it. And whenever you gave me the opportunity to choose it, I wanted to choose it because I wanted to look into more things that they have done over the years and to really, I guess you could say, expand my knowledge on the disorder that I have. So whenever you gave us that chance, I wanted to just kind of look into stuff and see what's new, what they have done to either see within different children or individuals or genetically or just overall. So one of the first things I kind of went into and looked around in some of the research was who has dyslexia. And that's kind of one that brought very good interest to me because a lot of people don't realize that some of the smartest, intelligent, creative people that ever walked this earth or still do walk this earth um, actually have dyslexia or had it. The biggest name that stood out to me was Albert Einstein. As the huge scientist that he was, it actually showed that he had dyslexia, and that just kind of brought not I would say a drive to me, but I think it brought a drive to many other people that may have dyslexia because as successful and as intelligent as he was, he used his disorder to his advantage and truly made a movement in being an amazing intelligent person. And that really stuck to me because whenever I was first diagnosed with it, my dad made a decision to keep me up with the class that I was because he had the decision to keep me down and I guess almost I wouldn't say give me the easy way out, but he looked at me and said, "Life's not easy, and this will not be easy, but I believe in you." And with that decision that he did, I couldn't be more thankful for it. So throughout my years, I've been able to gain a lot from it. There's been tough times through schoolwork, through tests, through just talking like I am right now. But for me, dyslexia, I struggle with the reading. I kind of stutter a little bit when I'm speaking. But throughout the years, it's been great because it's taught me so much and it's made me work harder than I ever could have thought I would. Um, because going into ninth grade, I actually told myself and decided to not use my accommodations or modifications anymore. I wanted to do it completely on my own and just put my foot forward and keep walking through the path God's given me without those things. At times, I will not lie that I was like, oh man, I wish I kind of would have had this person reading to me because I don't know what this word means or how to even say it. But I couldn't be more blessed with my decision to this day. Like I said, because it's made me work harder than I ever had before, and I want to continue to work hard in my schoolwork, in my reading, in my writing, and just my talking. So I think that's one of the biggest reasons why am doing this video lecture, just because it's truly helping me even by telling you what I've learned through this research topic. So whenever you told us to just look into some stuff, I went in and looked at scholarly articles, and one of the biggest ones that kind of caught my attention was that education influences creativity in dyslexic and non-dyslexic children and teenagers. So it's actually an article that they went and studied children with dyslexia and teenagers and children without dyslexia. And they ran multiple tests, and the results actually showed in some aspects of life and schoolwork that these children with dyslexia were actually very creative, and at times were more creative than the children without dyslexia. And that's not to sit here and say that people with dyslexia are better than this, better than that, but it was really kind of cool, because a lot of people look at people with dyslexia and think that they struggle, or they are behind, I guess you could say, the eight ball in some aspects. But this study showed that it wasn't. They weren't, and they are actually almost. People with dyslexia are very unique, and it was just kind of cool to see the study of it, because it kind of just shows that it is happening, and it is a thing. So the second one that really caught my attention was genetics of developmental dyslexia. Throughout my whole life, my parents and my dad and my mom, I could always tell that they also struggled with reading. Just whenever my dad or mom would tell me a bedtime story, or just whenever I'd bring them my homework, they struggled as well, which explains it, because when they were in school, they didn't get diagnosed with it, but I believe, and they've admitted to me, that they're not the best reader and all, but they continue to work on it for me, and for themselves, I believe. So after reading this article, seeing that genetics could and does play a part in dyslexia, it explained it, because throughout my whole life, I have seen it with my parents, and I've seen it just through their actions and through their readings. So, and it was just another cool article to see that the research behind it all. For, I'd say, my third one that I really liked was and I lived it in some aspects. Whenever I started school, yes, we did have computers and all, but one of the biggest things that we did was kind of like alphabetical. We would actually, I had to go to a class called MTA throughout all elementary, and every day I would do the alphabet in a rainbow with alphabet, little letters and everything, and we would have certain devices that would help us with certain spelling or sentences, but the computers were at a point where we could be on them, and they would help us a lot, but not nearly as advanced as they are probably in the school system now, or elementary system now. But the third one that really, the one I liked, was the self-based, computer-based reading program, and basically how it impacts the reading ability and behavior problems of these children. The study went in and showed what the computer based program would bring to the table for these children with dyslexia, and it actually showed that throughout the program that children did benefit from it. And it personally, I'm not a very technology person and all, but I thought it was cool, because they were actually being helped through this, and it brought them knowledge, while also decreasing some of their behavior aspects in life. It showed that a child with dyslexia sometimes doesn't focus here or there. And I'll say personally, I am almost like that, because I know my reading's not the best. So whenever I do read, I have to truly be focusing on that content, or I'll be kind of over here, kind of over there, and my behavior will just kind of be different, or not in the aspect that it needs to be for what I'm doing at that time. So seeing throughout this article really was pretty cool, because it actually showed that their behavior and being all kinds of everywhere decreased, and it helped them a lot. So that being said, thank you very much for the chance to research even more upon the disorder that I personally have, but many people do. And I was able to gain knowledge, even though I've known about it and talked and looked into stuff ever since probably the first grade. I was still able to gain knowledge from it, and you giving us this opportunity, ma'am, it was amazing. It was a blessing, and I couldn't be more thankful for it. Thank you so much for this semester. Thank you so much for the help throughout it all, and I just want to say thank you. Have a great day.